Hello everyone, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is December 27th, 2022. And Bitcoin, as well as the rest of the cryptocurrency markets, are a bit sleepy. However, the US dollar currency index is back. It's trading once more after its short holiday break, its short Christmas break, and we finally have more volatility back in the market, okay? More volatility means more potential for a big move, okay? Usually you get volatility right before a big move. It's like very little volatility, and then a short burst of volatility, and then a big move, all right? So let's follow up on yesterday's prediction, all right, as well as look at the DXY, look at Bitcoin and all that stuff. So if that interests you, then watch until the very end. Hope you're having a great day. Apologies for the stream being a little later than usual. It's just, these are the holidays, so my schedule's a little different. But still, we're getting the content in nevertheless. Okay. Excuse me. Here's Bitcoin. Here's what we said was likely to happen. Actually, let's pull this out right here. There we go. We said it was very likely that we come back in this region. Why? Because this region represents support. This region represents liquidity, okay? Price is like electricity, like water. It seeks the path of least resistance. It also seeks lower ground, right? So if water's up on high, it wants to go lower. If price is high, it wants to come lower and find repose in a liquidity bed. And this blue rectangle is our liquidity bed, okay? We grab liquidity from here once, twice, 3 times, and now this is a 4th time, okay? Another way to analyze this is using our Elliott wave theory, our understanding of consolidation reversal patterns, okay? So you have this, which seems to be a 5-wave move. This seems to be a subsequent 3-wave move, okay? That's 1 degree of AB basing, okay? This now is a 3-wave move. Now this seems to be a 3-wave move. That's 2 degrees of AB basing. Put in a pivot, and you're done, okay? That's one way to read this, okay? Obviously, it's possible that you can read this a little differently and say that this, instead of being 3 waves, was 5 waves, and then this is 3 waves, and this is 3 waves, and this is 3 waves. So this is your pivot. But if that was your pivot and that was it, then I would expect this to just go, okay? And so what did we say yesterday? We said yesterday, yesterday was the 26th, right? We said December 26th at 5:30 p.m., 5:30 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, when the DXY would open. And actually, if you paid attention, I don't know how many people paid attention, but the DXY didn't open at 6 p.m. It opened at 7 p.m., okay, Eastern Standard Time. Maybe there's a difference now with the daylight savings that I'm not aware of, but typically the DXY opens at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm not exactly sure what happened. In any case, we'll look at the DXY in a second. We did get a move around that time, okay? Right? As you can see here, at 6 p.m., 6 to 7 p.m., you got this move down, okay? And what did we say? We said it was very likely that we were going to initially get a move down to grab liquidity and then a quick move up to start this trend, this new trend that we're looking to establish, okay? So as of now, one of those things has materialized, okay? We've got our move down into this liquidity bed. And so from here, this should be support. This should be a launch pad for our big move up and out. Okay? So on the hourly time frame, just looking at our indicators, it looks like we're putting in some bullish divergence, some strong bullish divergence here, okay? Doesn't mean it has to play out. But that's what I'm seeing here. Do you see that? So we have a lower low in price action and a higher low in the stochastic RSI. Okay? So that, to me, is very strong bullish divergence. Now, this has to play out. They don't always play out. But when they do, it's likely to give you a strong move up. Okay? So that's Bitcoin, right? On the small time frame, we're on the hourly time frame. We're getting what we thought we would get. Okay? A move down to this liquidity bed. And now we're looking for a move up. Given that this entire consolidation reversal pattern, maybe you can count it from here. Okay? I would probably want to count it from here and not from here. But this entire range of price action is some sort of consolidation reversal pattern, and now it's finished. Now the new trend can take shape. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. Let's have a quick look at the rest of the market to see if we have similar reads. Excuse me. And it looks like we do. To a certain extent, yeah? I would count this as the beginning of the consolidation reversal pattern, right? From here. You see that? 1, 2. This should be a pivot, and that should be the move, right? Again, you do have some strong bullish divergence here playing out, okay? So that should be it. Like, technically, if that read is correct in Algorand. Okay, let's move on. Looking at Dogecoin, same thing. I would actually start counting the consolidation reversal pattern here, okay? Right there, this being the first, right? This being the second, and this being the pivot right here, right? This is clearly a pivot. So that should yield a move up, a strong move up. So we're basically on the lookout for that strong move up and out of this purported consolidation reversal pattern, okay? Same thing for Dogecoin. Again, not everything's going to be exactly the same, but by and large, you're looking for similarities in the market. Here, RSR, this one is exhibiting weakness. It's slouching quite a little more than expected. But yet and still, I think the integrity of this channel right here is intact, okay? You're looking once more at 2 degrees of AB basing and a pivot. And this would be the pivot. Okay? So right here, the pivot, the initial breakup structure of the pivot would start here. Okay? So I think this is still a potential move that you can get. Even though, like I said, this is exhibiting weakness, you can count 2 degrees of AB basing and this pivot yielding a move, okay? And it's good that all of these assets up until now, we've looked at Bitcoin, we've looked at Dogecoin, we've looked at Algorand, and what else? Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Algorand, yeah, and that's it. Reserve rights. All of them have shown the momentum indicator to be oversold. Basically, it's saying that this indicator of ours says now we can move up, we have a runway to move up. Okay, it's just an indicator, but that's an important indicator. Okay, it's a momentum indicator. So we're on the lookout for that move in reserve rights. Ethereum, again, I would say this is the beginning of your AB basing right there. That's your first degree. That's your second degree. Okay, and this would be, all of this would be a pivot. Okay, and so now once again that hourly hourly time frame momentum indicator is completely oversold, so you're looking for that move up and out of this consolidation reversal pattern. Okay, same thing with Bitcoin. It's just they all look a little different, right? Ethereum is showing strength, reserve rights is showing weakness, but they're both showing potentially channels of consolidation reversal. Okay. Litecoin. What do you see here? Nothing too different. I would say that the first degree of AB basing here probably starts here, right? Second degree. And I think this is the pivot right here. Okay? So you got a first degree, a second degree, and this zigzag is your pivot. Again, it looks a little different in every asset, right? Reserve rights is looking like this. Ethereum is looking like this. Litecoin is looking like this. The assets that have channels that are facing up and to the right are exhibiting strength, okay? So that's one way you could say, you could really prove or like see, okay, what's exhibiting strength? What looks really strong in the market? That looks really strong, okay? That's a likely read on Litecoin. Again, really nice that your momentum indicator is all the way down here. Cardano. This is pretty good. It's reassuring because Cardano heretofore has been looking a little weak, okay? But here Cardano is actually exhibiting strength in that it is maintaining its market structure. Okay? So what you can see here is likely getting some sort of consolidation reversal, right? 2 degrees of AB basing and a pivot. Here's your pivot right there. That would be the read. And again, the hourly momentum indicator completely oversold. That is a good sign for continuation to the upside. XRP, this is a little different. Let's look at this. So I would say my first degree of AB basing would probably be this. And this would be my second degree, okay? And I think this is my pivot. I wouldn't be surprised if XRP came down a bit and tested that resistance, broken resistance as support to complete this pivot, okay? So again, would not be surprised if XRP came down here to complete its pivot. Is it technically possible that's already finished? Let's see. If this is a pivot, then the retracement has to come down at least 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. Technically, if this is the read on XRP, then no, it is not finished, and it's not possible that it's complete without coming down to at least 35.7 cents, okay? Go on an even smaller time frame and see, look, what does the smaller time frame momentum indicator show us? That there's some downside because you're overbought over here. So I would not be surprised if that move happened, okay? Does that make sense? Dodo. This is a little more complicated to read because it's one of those. It's actually the asset that I've invested in that is the smallest market cap, so it is the most volatile. And here, I would, if I had to read this, I would read this as the initial break of structure right here, and this as the counter, this as the secondary. Actually, the secondary is like this, and this as the pivot. I think the pivot's being put in right here, and again, all the way oversold on the momentum indicator. Okay, so you do see a unity in this read. I mean, it's not all the same exact, but again, you're seeing similarities in these charts, okay, for all of these different altcoins. For synthetics, I would say that this is your initial break of structure. This is, again, a little volatile, tough to read chart, but we'll try. I would say that all of this is B. This is your second degree down here, and probably this is your pivot, something like that, okay? Okay, so that's pretty much it for Bitcoin and the altcoins, yeah? So we'll see what happens here, but this move up should be happening sooner than later, okay? That's what the charts are showing. This move up should be happening sooner than later, all right? Now, if you go back to Bitcoin, just to round out this analysis, again, if you had to really simplify trading down to one rule or aphorism or precept, it's buy on support, sell at resistance. Remember that this blue box represents support, okay? Why does it represent support? Remember, I put it there, but why did I put it there? To answer that question, we have to go on the high time frame. This blue box is support because and only because it represents, one second, let me fix my screen. Because it represents the top of this pattern. Remember, breakout, retest. That blue box is the top of this bullish pattern right here, okay? That's why we drew it there, okay? And it's proven to be support. We broke it, retested it, went up in 3. So correctively, 1, 2, 3. Came down in 3, 1, 2, 3. And all this should be a pivot at support. That's why it's support. So again, if you want to drill trading down to one simple precept, one simple principle, is buy at support and you sell at resistance. We're currently at support, not financial advice. Okay, let's go back to on the hourly time frame. Now let's look at the DXY. Okay, we were talking about the DXY a great deal yesterday, and for good reason. The DXY is very important. Okay, amazing videos of the world, sends a heart. Much love to you, my brother or sister. All right, the DXY. Let's go on. Give me 1 second. Let me get something in, and then we'll look at the DXY. Guys, give me 1 second. Okay. The DXY is extremely important. As many of you know, it is what moves the markets, okay? Bitcoin, multi-billion-dollar market cap, does not move because people buy hundreds of billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin and sell hundreds of billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. It moves primarily, in my understanding, according to my understanding, because it is the underlying asset of, because the dollar is the underlying asset, and the dollar fluctuates in value, and so as a result, Bitcoin fluctuates in value. Now, we've explained that millions of times here, and so while the DXY was on Christmas holiday, right, because most of these banks, and what's the DXY? We studied this yesterday. The DXY is US Dollar Currency Index. It is an index, or it's a measure of the relative value of the dollar vis-a-vis, or traded against, a basket of world currencies, right? The Swedish kroner, the Swiss franc, the Canadian dollar, the euro, the biggest, the Japanese yen, and there's one more that I keep leaving out. The British pound, okay? So those 6 currencies are basically the dollar. The dollar shows strength. You know, you can't just be strong in a vacuum and show weakness in a vacuum. You always have to compare, right? You only know black from white and white from black. Everything's a comparison. So that's why the dollar is compared against these 6 world currencies. So the stronger they are, the weaker the dollar is in comparison, and vice versa. Now, because yesterday was Christmas, or no, 2 days ago was Christmas. Yesterday was Boxing Day, the day after Christmas. Most of these currencies that the dollar is traded against, or measured against, right, in terms of relative strength, most of these currencies had markets that were closed, right? The Swedes, the Europeans, right? The Swedes are European, right? The euro, the Swedish trading exchange, the British trading exchange, and the Canadian trading exchange, everything was closed. And so you got an unusually long break that created an unusually long gap in trading. I said that I thought we were going to get a gap up. We actually got a gap down, meaning we closed on Friday over here and we opened all the way down here. Okay, what do we know about gaps? Gaps in trading are always filled, or more often than not. Okay, in my experience, just tracking the DXY for some years, I've always seen it filled. Okay, so this gap down went like this, and eventually we came and filled it. Gap filled, problem solved. Now, in the scheme of things, what are we in? Let's zoom out for a second. If you look at this, right, and I'm not zooming out too much because we've already seen the larger analysis, but right here, this looks to me like a head and shoulders, okay, which is a bearish construction, right? We have a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. These are only confirmed once the neckline of the construction is broken, retested, and then broken out of, okay? So it's not yet confirmed, but it's looking likely that this is the pattern that we're in. So it's likely that the US dollar currency index continue to trend down as it has. And mind you, this is the biggest 12-year, this is the biggest drop that the US dollar currency index has experienced in 12 years. I'll repeat, this is the biggest drop that the US dollar currency index has experienced in 12 years. Okay? For 12 years, we've been going up and up and up and up and up and up. Okay? What does that mean? That just means that the British pound and the euro and the Japanese yen and all those other currencies were weaker than the dollar for 12 years. And this is what we're looking at right here. We're looking at a 12-year uptrend, okay? And now we're finally getting a correction thereof. What's important about this correction is, remember, as the DXY goes down, Bitcoin, stocks, cryptos, all risk-on assets go up, right? So even though we've had some instances of the DXY going down and Bitcoin and stocks going up as a result, basically the idea that this is the biggest drop that the DXY has experienced in 12 years already, that should let you know what kind of bull market we are we're expecting, or we can expect in stocks and, well, particularly in crypto. Okay, stocks are a different story. That's more of a bear market rally. Okay, but see here on the higher time frame, you see the same thing, a massive head and shoulders. On the smaller time frame, we see a smaller head and shoulders. That is yet to break. The DXY has yet to break. But remember I said the confirmation of these bearish constructions are basically the breaking of the neckline and the retest. Well, that's already happened on the higher time frame. So this is coming down. Okay? So that is going to result in a massive bull run in crypto, and also a pretty sizable bull run in stocks. But again, remember, stocks are in a bear market. Stocks are in a bear market. Even if they go up, they will remain in a bear market according to my analysis. Okay? But Bitcoin and cryptos will actually be leaving a bear market and going into a veritable bona fide bull market. Impulse. Pure 5-wave impulse. Okay? So here, this is what we're waiting for. That move. That small but massive move. Okay? Because we're pretty much just teetering. And that's all that the DXY has been doing for for the duration of, ever since we broke this neckline right here in November, late November. So for about a month, right? We've just been hanging out, delaying the inevitable. And the inevitable is basically a crash in the US dollar currency index. Okay? So that's what the DXY is showing us. And now we're going into even smaller time frames to see really when this is likely to happen. And again, you see that this head and shoulders pattern is well formed. We have a left shoulder ahead and a right shoulder. And here, it looks like we're forming a rising wedge. This should come down, and this should finally, eventually, hopefully, ultimately break and set this pattern off into the beginning of the bull run, okay? In crypto. So that's what I'm seeing. Looks like we're getting a move of some sort here. Is this the move? Okay, Algorand is moving. Reserve rights is a bit. Litecoin a little bit. Cardano a bit. XRP a bit. Synthetics is a bit. Looks like we're getting a move up and out of that region. Okay, well, we're going to monitor this. But it looks like we're moving a little bit. Okay? We'll monitor that. Okay, Amazing Videos of the World says, when is good down? When is it going down? I mean, dollar, when alts go up. COVID is back. Love your knowledge. I think dollar will crash in property market and oil market going down. Yeah, I think that the dollar is going to crash. That's basically what the charts are saying. The dollar is going to crash at some point sooner than later. This is going to play out. It's not a question of if, I believe it's a question of when. And the answer is whenever this breaks down. Okay, I don't know exactly when it's going to break down, right? This is a small left shoulder. This is larger head. But look, this right shoulder is taken longer than both the left shoulder and the head already, right? It's kind of like it's gonna happen, but something is delaying this. But I think it's going to happen. It's unlikely that this break up and out, right? Let's look at the momentum indicators. We use momentum indicators to look at what's likely going on. Okay, remember, we just looked at Bitcoin and all of our altcoins in our watch lists, and the momentum indicator on the hourly time frames all the way down here in oversold territory. This one for the DXY is completely opposite. It's in overbought territory. So this means that it's likely that this come down because this is overheated, and as a result, we should be getting a move up in stocks and crypto. So that's my best answer to the question, when. As for property value and oil, I don't know much about those markets. But again, the beauty about reading charts is you should be able to read charts. If they're openly traded, freely traded on the open market, right? You should be able to pull up a chart of real property housing values versus the dollar or whatever currency in your country, and be able to read what's likely going to happen based off of the chart. Same with the price of oil or any other commodity. That's the beauty of being chart literate. You can use it for pretty much anything. So we're looking at some sort of move. Is this real though? A little bit of a reaction, a little positive reaction. It's not much, but you know what and this is why I titled the video All Eyes on the DXY. I think the major thing is not necessarily that the DXY and Bitcoin are going to be 1-to-1, right? Meaning if the DXY goes up a little bit, Bitcoin's going to go down a little bit, and vice versa. No. But actual, real action in crypto that everybody's been waiting for all year, that doesn't start until this breaks down, according to our analysis. You don't get any substantive moves in crypto, maybe aside from a few altcoins here and there, because they're going to lead the market anyway. But you don't get any substantive, universal trend change in crypto until this breaks down. So this is why it's all eyes on the DXY. This chart is the most important chart in cryptocurrency, and it's not a crypto chart. So yeah, that's my analysis. Nothing's really changed. I guess, we got a little volatility. We did get that move down into this liquidity zone. But again, that move, like I said yesterday, I was expecting this. So I'm still waiting for the move up. Are we going to get it? That's the question. So I guess I'll stick around for a little bit. and just watch this move with you for a few minutes, and then just call it a stream. If you guys have any questions, feel free to answer, or feel free to ask, because we have some free time now. And, you know, just talk about whatever you want to talk about. Oh, thank you. Amazing videos. The world says, get well soon. I will make dua for you, inshallah. Thank you. Thank you. I'm feeling a lot better, by the way. A lot better. I feel like I'm almost 100%. I would say I'm maybe 85 to 90%. Thank you. So yeah, and this DXY is going to, I believe, stop trading at 5:30. Let me check, and this we can check. Remember, because it's we can check the site. I forget what's, it's like the intercontinental exchange or something. The body that calculates or controls the DXY. What a weird website. The Ice. Very weird. Okay, so okay, so it's 8 to 5 p.m. Okay, so it's 8 to 5 p.m. So I think it just closed, right? 8 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's my current, you know, DC time zone. And then the pre-opens at 7:30, and then the opens at 8 p.m. Okay, so that's why yesterday we started getting a move at around 7, not 6. Because I was thinking Sunday, because Sunday it opens at 6, right? And the pre is at 5:30. Okay, so I just got my days mixed up. Because, yeah, yesterday was Monday, and it felt like Sunday because, you know, basically the DXY had a long weekend. And so I was feeling like, oh, this is just going to open at the same time it does on Sunday. But, yeah. I know that it opens on weekdays. it stops from 5 to 8 pretty much on weekdays. So that's basically what we're used to. Nothing's changed there. So this should stop trading in a few minutes, if it hasn't already, because it's already 5. And I think what happens is, you know, this is a little delayed. So what we should see is, if this move is happening and it's breaking down, it should just gap. It'll just gap down. It'll gap down. And we should get the according move in crypto, right? If it goes down, whether it's closed or not, if it intends to go down, then we'll go up, and then we'll correct a little bit. But let's see what happens. So waiting for the big move, right? Because up until now, it's just been a lot of little moves. Lots of little moves. Lots of sideways price action, you see? Sideways, 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 sideways. for the most part on the smaller and higher time frames. So yeah, guys, that's all my analysis. We'll see what happens in a few hours when the DXY opens once more. But I appreciate your being with me. Hope you're having a great day. Take care. Stay safe. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.